All right, welcome back everybody. This is Xltactical and thank you guys for joining me on another video. As you guys can see by the title of this one, we got something else brand new for you guys. A little bit behind on my schedule, but I'm trying to get back on it. If you guys haven't seen the 3,000 giveaway video, please head up here. Go ahead and take a look at that video. Please enter it. I want to try to give back to you guys. I appreciate every one of you that got us over here to 3K. Now we're on the road to 5,000. So if you've already subscribed, thank you guys very much. If you haven't, please consider it. But let's jump right into it. Like the title says, we are going to be looking at first-hand impressions and just going over our Taurus GX4. How do you bring a good quality firearm, reliable, that is able to cut some of the dollar amount and bring something to you guys that compares with some of those other guns that I talked to you about. So today we're not going to be doing a lot of shooting or anytime range time footage. We're just going to be going over what's in the box, what the gun is, and my first-hand impressions to bring it to you guys. All right, so let's take a look at what we have here. First off, let's look at this and admire this box. If you guys are familiar or have had a Taurus before, you know that some of that savings that they create comes from even the packaging. I haven't had one that comes in a polymer box. They usually come in a cardboard box, which those savings get passed along to the end user. So seeing this is really nice. It's very, very similar to, the quality of Glocks, SIGs, and any other of those big brand names. I like the logo, I like the name, and I even like the color. Color probably has to do, I'm not familiar with how the other ones come, but I think has to do with what's in the box. So let's see and take a look what's in there, all right? So let's click it. Wow, very nice. I don't know if you guys can tell there. This does ship with 2 mags. Let me make sure it is empty. There's a chambering flag in there. I'm gonna take that out. It is empty. No magazine, no ammo present nearby. So that we are dealing with the safe firearm. This is the Taurus GX4 chambered in 9mm. If you guys can tell there, I kind of have this color here, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about it, but that is the firearm, how it ships. Looks good, and we'll get more into it. All right, so let's start off with some of this stuff that we were going to discuss. So like I said, it does ship with 2 mags. These mags are 11 rounds in capacity. Very comfortable, nice construction, and it has those yellow followers like I talked about. I believe Taurus does offer some longer ones with extensions for a better grip on it, and will increase higher round capacity. Those ships with it. We discussed this extra back strap that comes in here if you wanted a different sizing for your hold on the firearm, which you do have that available. And lastly, like I told you, they do ship you an extra gun. All joking aside, they do ship this little keychain, which is a miniature replica of the firearm in itself. Very nice, lots of details. Looks exactly like it's real life form. But what's cool about it is actually it has a purpose. If you see this little flat notch right here, the firearm in itself has this little notch that's right here, which is how you take down the firearm. I'm not going to get into the takedown of the firearm because YouTube doesn't like that, but it basically goes in there and you turn it and the slide comes off, which is a little different for normal takedowns, but I don't think it is a game changer or a deal breaker for me. Let me correct myself first. The MSRP is actually $400. We actually found it at $299, which is a great savings and a good price to actually find it. For the most part, I've seen them around $315 to $350 here and there. I got it free shipping, so I thought that was a huge plus. We do have a mag. Let's take that out and make sure again that we are dealing with an empty and safe firearm. All right, so we're gonna go from the top all the way to the bottom. Let's start with the top. Slide is steel alloy. This color that you see here is not like your regular black firearms. This is a Cerakote. It's called Troy Coyote Brown, which I really enjoyed it. I felt that it would bring a little bit of extra flair to this firearm, and I went with it. The barrel length is 3 inches. When we look at the slide, it has front and rear serrations. They're not super aggressive and they're not, rough on your fingers. If you're into press checking from the front, you have that ability to have that. And when you're racking your slide, you pull from the back, and it's ease of manipulating your firearm. There's beveling to the front, to the sides of the top of the slide, which is easy for holstering in and out of your holster, and less wear on your actual finish. It is a DLC coating on this finish to remind you. Sights, front fixed post white dot with a U-notch rear sight. You can change these out. The rear sight has some little serrations to avoid glare on it. And if you look at the little back, it does have the little Taurus logo right there on your slide, on the back of your slide. It isn't ambi controls. There are certain things that you can do ambi, but it doesn't have ambi controls out of the gate. Your slide stop and release actuates very easily, right? And releases, but it's not on both sides. It's only on the left-hand side. When we talk about the grip, very small but comfortable grip. Not a deep undercut, but there is one there, so you can get a good solid purchase in on your firearm. Trigger guard is pretty big, and it does have this little ledge, so if your supporting hand likes to hold on to the firearm there, is the way you have your grip, you can do that. I don't have that. It does have a signature indexing recoil pad, which is these little ends right here, which is good for your fingers to index, which I really like that, and that has the same kind of gripping that's there. So your finger knows naturally to go in there and it keeps safety on. We talked about you can change the back strap. The one thing that is ambidextrous is your magazine catch, your magazine release. You can change this out to the right-hand side. But it is very comfortable with the grip. You don't have to adjust your grip. You press it and it releases those magazines very easily. It does have these little cuts, which a lot of manufacturers are doing now, in case your gun gets jammed up and you need to strip that magazine. It allows for ease of stripping that magazine, which is good. And then lastly, we have the trigger, right? It does come with a safety dongle, which you have to depress it in order for the gun to go into action 100%. So let's see what that trigger press looks like. Not a lot of take up, right? Walls right there. Feels good in hand. Let's look at the reset. A little bit harder. There's still more to go, but it's not so small. We'll see how that feels once we shoot, but it does feel comfortable. There's still a little bit more room there in case you wear gloves. That's something that's important to you. But yeah, it does feel really good in hand. It's small enough that, comparable to P365, the Glock 43, and some of the other ones that we named there. But I don't know how it's going to be shooting. Hopefully it's not snappy like the Hellcat. But once we take it out to the range, I'll let you guys know. From comparison, it does feel like a SIG P365, right? Weight-wise, comfort-wise. I don't know so much about the aftermarket. That's going to be down the road. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. There's not a loaded chamber indicator, but there is a little peephole here, which will allow you to see if you have a round in the barrel. And it feels good. Overall, right now, I'm impressed because the quality looks good on the finish. They have a lot of well thought things. There's a lot of detail to what people look for in a gun. The serrations, the fact that it's there is an added plus. The sights are good, way better than Glock sights for sure. But we'll see what the performance kind of looks like once we get down to the range. Right now, I have high expectations for this. Not from I'm getting a whole bunch for what the money is, but I do feel that this gun will, cross off a lot of things on people's checklists and can offer a good quality firearm, especially if you're looking into the sub or micro compact world. and you've been on the fence and you don't want to dish out 500, 600 bucks for a gun, this is a very good, viable option. Again, thank you guys for joining me. Please stay tuned. If you subscribe, thank you. If you haven't, please consider it. If you're enjoying this videos, make sure to smash that like button and share it with folks. Again, I appreciate you guys getting me to 3,000. Now we're on the road to 5K. We're going to be going to the range this week and putting some rounds down range. And I'm going to give you my initial first-hand impressions of how the shooting goes. Until the next time, I'll see you guys later.
Ooh, ooh.